Hello, Dark Horse client. My name is Chase Berkey. I am the CEO and co-founder of Dark Horse CPAs, and I'd like to extend a heartfelt thank you for being a client of ours. Our firm is truly nothing without great clients such as yourself. How do I know that you're a great client? Well, because you're taking the time to watch this video, which will help you work with your Dark Horse CPA in the most secure and efficient manner possible. We promise to support you with any and all questions you might have once you begin working in the Client Collaboration Hub. You'll be able to use the Hub starting on Wednesday, January 22nd. You will need an invite from us to access the portal. So if you don't see yours after the 22nd, check your spam folder just to be sure. And if it's not there, just let us know and we will happily send you an email invitation. So this Hub is going to house all items related to your tax returns. This will include the engagement letter, which you will be able to sign electronically from within the Hub. It's easy, trust me. We haven't provided traditional tax organizers in the past since they were lengthy, confusing, and asked too many inapplicable questions. Thus, we were saving you from this headache in the past. But because the tax organizer in Client Collaboration relies on smart technology that uses data from your previous year return and analyzes your responses to the current year to avoid unnecessary questions, we've decided to make this the primary way to make sure we are collecting all relevant information. It will be easier for you and will ensure that we are aware of every piece of data that could result in a deduction or credit for you. You can add notes or questions you have on this tax organizer as well that we will take into consideration while preparing your return and reach out to you for additional information where necessary. Last, based on your responses to the questions, the Hub will ask you to upload all tax documents you should have received or will receive shortly. And finally, when your tax return is complete, you'll be able to review your return and electronically sign the e-file authorization form using a link that will be emailed to you. We'll always be here to answer any and all questions you might have about your returns, and we will be posting video explanations of your tax return that you can watch to quickly understand your specific tax situation, along with any relevant recommendations or tax planning considerations. So as I mentioned before, you will receive a welcome email that will contain a registration link after January 22nd. Use the link to set up your username and password. Once logged in, your dashboard will contain some quick access information as well as a link to get started. The Connections tab in the lower left quadrant is going to be where you're able to connect to your financial institution to automatically retrieve your tax documents. For example, you could connect your Charles Schwab brokerage account and it will automatically pull the 1099s on your accounts for interest, dividends, and stock sales. Pretty cool, huh? You won't see anything previous to 2019 here since this is the first year we are using it, but you will be able to retrieve your tax returns and documents at your leisure for 2019 and future tax years going forward. Clicking on Get Started will reveal your tax return task list. The task list will keep you on track to complete all the necessary steps that we need you to perform so we can prepare your tax return timely. Clicking on Answer Questionnaire will bring you to your personalized questionnaire, otherwise known as a tax organizer. When a step is complete, it will be checked off the list. The list is sequential, so we recommend completing it in that order. Obviously, there is no action required on the step for preparing your return, as that is where your Dark Horse CPA works their magic. The first section of the questionnaire will ask you to review the information that we already have on file related to people, addresses, and bank accounts. If you need to make any edits, simply click the relevant edit button in blue. Section 4, Taxable Events, will ask a number of questions that will determine which additional questions need to be answered and what documentation will be needed to report on your tax return based on those responses. These are what some of these questions look like. If you're unsure how to answer any of these, I would recommend checking yes. It might ask you a few additional questions, but at least you know you won't have left anything on the table. The remainder of the questionnaire is broken into smaller categories, which will track your progress and be marked complete as you make your way through them. Return here to see your progress and complete any sections that need additional information. Once these sections all have green check marks on them. You'll be good to go. And then you'll see a green check mark next to answer questionnaire. You'll then move on to the document request list. The document request list is a simplified list of documentation you need to gather, presented in a checklist format based on your responses to the questionnaire. The request list contains a list of last year's information so you can easily see which documents you need to gather and send to us. Drag and drop a file on a line item or click the up arrow to upload a file from your computer. Additionally, you can use the Connections tab to help collect the files you need. As mentioned previously, Connections allow you to directly connect to your online accounts so we can retrieve your year-end statement for you. This will save you from going to each account, downloading the year-end statement, then coming back to the Collaboration Hub and uploading it. So take full advantage of it. Click on Add Connection to open the connection wizards. Locate your financial institution, enter your username and password to the site, and a connection is built. Sometimes you may need to add a personal PIN or additional information as noted by a Fix-It icon. Successful connections will continue to look for year-end statements and pull them in when they are available. So if you have a 1099 from, say, Fidelity that doesn't hit the mail until March and you establish the connection in February, it will pull into the Client Collaboration Hub as soon as it's generated without any additional effort from you. When you've completed the document request list and all the other steps, click Done to notify us that you have completed the steps and gathered all of your tax documents for us. Then sit back and relax while we work on your return. Just as an FYI, we won't begin work on the return until we get this notification because, as you might imagine, it is an inefficient use of time to begin work on a tax return that only has partial data. When your return is ready, you will receive an email. The email will contain a link to your tax return where you can download a copy and review it. We will also post a video to the Hub that goes through your tax return in detail so that you understand everything that is important to your situation. If all looks good, you can electronically sign the e-file authorization form. Once you do this, we will go ahead and file your returns. So make sure the refunds or payments due are coming from and going to the bank account you want them to. So that's about it for now. Hopefully it's apparent why we are working through this new piece of technology when it comes to your personal tax returns. It is way more secure, way more efficient, and is going to result in the best tax savings possible. So thank you again for your time, and we're very much looking forward to collaborating with you this tax season.